Hello everybody and welcome to the Whiskey Dictionary. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the tried and true gold standard that is the Glencairn Glass. Glencairns come in all different set sizes. You could buy one at a time for like $6 if you want to. You can buy 2, you can buy 6, you can buy 12, you can buy whatever you want, especially if you're looking to get them customized yourself. So I've gotten some customized for the Whiskey Dictionary channel. Check out the description below if you're curious. But they're not that expensive, only $6 for an unetched version of the glass. And that is part of the reason that they are the gold standard. People who host events usually have dozens of these things. Usually if you have enough of them, as you're moving from whiskey to whiskey to whiskey, you just kind of give somebody a new glass. That way there's no contamination, you don't have to rinse them all out, you can do whatever you want. When I personally do testings, I bust out every single one of my glasses and I do it that way. I just find that it's a little bit of indulgence, I guess, to use a new glass for everything. So when you're talking Glencairns though, there's a couple of key features that you may not have considered, or if you've never really tried one of these are why you would buy a Glencairn. So two things. I've filled this here with Maker's Mark Private Select. And the reason I did that, it's 55% ABV, so it's strong. And the way that the Glencairn works is you fill it up pretty much as high as you want, really. But I would suggest you don't go beyond where it gets the widest. And the reason for this is that will give you the most surface area for evaporation. And the reason it's tulipped like this is to concentrate the aromas from the evaporation up to this top. Now, it does not tulip out the front, it doesn't flare at the top. So there's really, everything is getting concentrated right at the part that you're nosing. Because of this, if something is high ABV, it's going to give you an alcohol burn. And maybe you like that. I kind of don't mind it. So if you know it's coming, it's really not that bad. It's not always the most enjoyable if you don't know it's coming. But the way that you nose this thing is you basically just put it right at the bottom of your nose. You open your mouth a little bit and you inhale. And when you do that, you can get all of the alcohol and the nose of the actual whiskey all at once. It's kind of like an orchestra, right? You get like the drums and the flutes and the violins and everything else, even the guy with the cannon sometimes if you're drinking some Bookers. So you've got everything going on there and you're not separating anything out. So that is why people drink the Glencairn. It gives you the most pure version of the whiskey that you can get. It's the most concentrated and there's really nothing else to it. So do I recommend buying Glencairns? 100 times over. You should have any number of these depending on how many people typically drink in your company. I would say, me personally, but I'm like the whiskey guy, so like I'm gonna have more. Probably have like 5 for most people that would come over. I've probably got about 25 Glencairns over there, maybe 30. And you just kind of collect them as you go to whiskey events. Usually if somebody's doing a whiskey event, they'll get them custom branded because although they're a little bit expensive to do that, if you're doing them in bulk, they can get cheaper. So anyway, you should go buy a Glencairn. You should buy 10 of them and you should keep those on hand and you will never regret it. So thank you for joining me here on the Whiskey Dictionary. Cheers.